Welcome to number 37.
Thanks. We're having
Agua.
agua es muy bueno.
Welcome to Shoptalk number 37, where we tell you what not to expect. I mean, what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The unexpected to expect.
Yeah.
When you're ordering a guitar.
Once you've made the order.
A custom guitar.
A custom guitar.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, a lot of these things, some of them might be things you thought about if you've never ordered a guitar before, or maybe you've ordered a guitar before and you've learned some of these things.
Or maybe there's some things we forget. You let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So first thing, as a guitar builder, what's the most important thing that happens when somebody orders a guitar from you?
Do they give you food money?
Yeah, they give you money.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the deposit would be...
Right.
Or like, yeah, when you put an order in with a guitar maker, almost 100% of the time you're going to need to put a deposit in, which reserves your spot on the waiting list. So if you put a deposit down, then the guitar maker knows that you're committed. Yeah. And that deposit's non-refundable almost all the time. So it's just their way of saying, of being sure that the person ordering the guitar will follow through. Yeah. And for some guitar makers that don't have a huge inventory, it allows them to order the
parts,
woods or parts or whatever for that guitar. So yeah, deposit, non-refundable. How much is the
deposit usually?
It depends between builders. I usually do a $1,000 deposit, which is a number of builders do that. Some of them do higher numbers, or like a percentage of the final cost. So they'll work out what you've chosen on your order and then take that percentage and say, okay, well, this is your down payment deposit. Yeah. And then you've got your spot on.
Now you don't based on number of quote custom options, you don't change your deposit.
No.
Because the interesting thing is that, like, if I were to order a guitar from you that's like, let's say I even wanted the tree mahogany, right? Like you might be thinking, oh boy, I better charge more, because if you, on the other hand, you know that when you're done, you could turn around and sell that to anybody. Yeah. As long as there's not their name written on it, or
that's the other, I guess, the one time when I do ask for more.
Okay, like so you do, yeah.
Yeah, so there was one recently that I inlaid vintage sole into the top with silver, sterling silver, and that pretty much makes that, maybe not, but it makes it a lot harder to sell if that person decides to
pull
not. Yeah. So in that case, once this customer decided that, I just said, okay, well, I'm going to need more of a down payment before I do this inlay. On top of that, it was sterling silver. It was sterling silver. Yeah,
so you order sterling silver, which is
yeah.
But so that could happen.
Yeah.
So if you really want something specific, you may have to pay a little bit more deposit. Yeah. Cool.
And of course, if you're ordering a factory-made custom guitar, it's not going to be like this probably. I don't know exactly how that works with the factory-made. We'll have to.
Yeah. And you would generally then be provided some terms, like this is what, if you have to pull out because of.
Yeah, mainly like the deposit's non-refundable. But yeah, what other terms? I guess just.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't get your money back. Yeah. Which fair enough. I mean. You can turn around and sell it, but
you know what else it does? When you put a deposit down, it secures your spot on the waiting list at the price that you ordered at. So so if it's a 2-year waiting list, you're not getting your instrument for 2 years, but your instrument costs what it cost when you ordered it.
Whoa. Did you just say not get your instrument for 2 years?
Yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's another one.
What?
You're not.
I just ordered a guitar. I want my guitar.
Next week? Next
Yeah.
week. Yeah. Okay, well I can rush it.
Can you? Could you?
Get it? I wouldn't get it.
No. You could rush all you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you expect a decent length of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, even on these bigger, like where, I say bigger, but these people who are producing a larger number of guitars we've seen that are fairly similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're producing the same thing over and over again. Even though they're opening up their books for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
That means if you're lucky, you might be in the first batch, but you may not be for another year.
Yeah.
Even though they're producing a lot more guitars than you are.
Yeah.
As a totally handmade.
Yeah.
Handmade.
Yeah, and the time frame, it's a hard one for guitar makers. Especially ones that do customized details and stuff. Because let's say you have 4 or 5 people on the waiting list, and the 5th person, I told them it's going to be a year, or a year and a half or whatever. But then person number 2 and number 3 decide that they want this fancy inlay on the neck. Well, I have to make their guitar first. Right. So all of a sudden, it gets bumped back. Yeah. So the time frame is a really tricky thing, and I know of guitar makers that have gotten sued because their guitars didn't get their customers' guitars didn't get done on time. So I guess it's not a nice. It can be.
So when you order a guitar, expect it to take some time.
Yeah,
that's something to expect.
Don't be about it.
No. I mean,
and then you can bug the guitar maker as much as you want, and I mean, in some cases maybe it's a good idea. It depends on who the guitar maker is, but there's also the side of like when you're making a guitar, you don't want to rush through things because you're not gonna get as good a guitar if you're rushing through things. So if you're rushing your luthier, right? It's like that drawing, Picasso. I think there's a Picasso. Somebody asking Picasso to if he could hurry up and draw this horse as opposed to making it, and it's just like a stick horse.
I haven't seen that.
But yeah, it's good.
But you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a stick. Here's a stick with a string on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Time frame is just a tricky one.
Just expect it to take some time.
Yeah, and the time frame that you're given, it might not be exactly that.
But if you want a handmade guitar but you don't want to wait, what do you do?
Yeah, you order one that's available at Dine or any other guitar store. Yeah.
You could go to Norman's Rare Guitars.
Yeah.
Pick up a rare one there.
Yeah.
Nice thing is you get to play it.
Right away.
Yeah.
Right away. Yeah, it's true.
It is nice. But
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
so that's definitely one thing to expect.
Oh yeah, that's one of the big ones for sure.
Some money, like a down payment that you're not getting back, unless of course the guitar maker's like, I can't build that in that time frame. I'm way too busy. I've got other things I got to take care of. My dog is sick and
Well, I also know of several guitar makers that had to return the deposit because the customer was proving to be too much of a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah.
Or like telling them exactly how to make a guitar.
That's not you.
No, it's not you.
So we don't have to worry about that.
No. But yeah, it can get tricky when a customer puts a down payment down
and then expect you to do everything that they say.
Well, and says you have to build the guitar exactly this way because that's what sounds best.
Right.
When how many guitars has that person built?
Yeah.
Probably 0.
Maybe 1.
Maybe 1. Yeah. Okay.
They went to a course.
Yeah. Maybe.
And
regardless,
super guru told them everything that they needed to know.
Yeah.
And now they know everything they need to know, and they want you to build it. Mm-hmm. Well, if you know everything you need to know, then why don't you build it?
Yeah. I guess that goes into the other thing is when you're ordering a guitar from a guitar maker, expect it to sound like that guitar maker's guitars. So don't order a guitar maker from so-and-so and ask for it to be made like so-and-so's guitar.
Right.
Or ask for the sound to be like so-and-so's guitar.
Yeah.
Because it's just not, it's not their stuff.
Yeah, expect them to build what they're
good at and what their brand is, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't buy a custom tailor and ask for it to sound like a Martin.
Right.
Probably. Maybe some people do. I
don't know. Disappointment. I put that down there because sometimes when you're waiting, I'm linking this with time frame, and it doesn't come, you can get disappointed.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you ask for something and it's just like they're like, I can't do that, you'll be disappointed. Hopefully when you get the guitar, you'll be nothing but excited.
Yeah.
But if you built up your expectations so much for this guitar, you planned it out, you may have a few moments where you're like, was it really as good as I think it is? Is this as good as I expected with this amount of money? Does it look exactly like... Hopefully you're just over the moon because it looks better than what you expected. But it could be a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
You know, at first, because...
Unrealistic.
Actually, you know, what's happened recently is we had this thing where we all had to wear masks. And when people took off their masks, I work in a place where I had to wear it all day, and everybody around me was as well. People didn't look like what I thought they did.
Oh, whoa. So you made expectations on what their face...
Yes. Now, does that mean that they looked bad? No. But in my head, it's like, this is different. It was actually didn't quite sit right with me for a while.
Oh my goodness, he has a mustache.
Or whatever. You know, like it's just, things. So, I mean, I think that moment could happen, but it doesn't matter. Let that go. Play it. Enjoy it.
Give it a few days. Yeah.
And just take it in. I mean, hopefully when you open it up, I mean, if it's a treehouse guitar, you're just going to be enamored right away.
Oh, great. Now you're setting them up.
No. And if you don't, then it's probably not a treehouse guitar. That's probably the other guy in the shop sent you what it is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And put a treehouse
guitar. Yeah, put a little treehouse guitar logo, a little sticker. I know where they are.
Yeah. Not again. That guy.
Oh, they're so good though. They're really good in their own way. What about updates?
You can expect some updates when a guitar is being built for you.
How much updates do you like to give?
Well, it takes away from time building the guitar. So definitely at like major stages of of the build, I'll send photos and a little update.
So you're usually pretty good about doing that without even being asked.
Yeah, no, I don't usually send. It's a regular thing for me to send photos, updates.
Yeah. I would think a lot of builders are excited about what they're building for the customer and would like to share it a little bit.
Yeah. And there are, and at least the way I build guitars for customers, I'll often go through the process and say, well, in the past anyways, I would say, well, I like how this looks, but actually I'm wondering if this would work better aesthetically or whatever, and then we'll be bouncing.
So you could even have some more feedback.
Yeah.
Even more decisions to make as you go down the path.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. And that's fairly common, do you think?
Oh, yeah, I usually forget details here and there. And
for every guitar builder, or just you?
No, just me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So only if you're ordering a treehouse guitar will you have to make decisions.
Everybody else knows. Although you're getting better, I think.
Yeah.
All right. You want to deal with that one?
Yeah, I do. So the preconceived notions that can exist, there are a lot of them. So it can be hard, but I feel like someone ordering a guitar needs to let go of certain preconceived notions, at least when they talk to the builder and ask about certain things. Because if they've heard that a specific kind of bracing is the best sounding bracing. The guitar maker, if they don't do that style of bracing, if they do something completely different, then it's not their thing. It's not going to sound like what you're expecting because the rest of the guitar has so much to do with the sound.
Right.
So preconceived notions can really make it difficult to... I don't know. I think you just need to talk to the builder and say, this is what I'm after. And the builder will say, okay, well, I would recommend yada, 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 yada.
Right.
And that'll get you as close to your sound as we can get.
So what you're saying is, choose a builder who you like, their style, and the sound.
Yeah.
Trust them.
Yes.
But have the conversation in the beginning if there's anything in specific that you need.
Definitely.
And just expect that if they don't want to do that, you can go pay somebody else to do it. Because somebody else will do it if that's what you really want.
Yeah.
Which is better than trying to get somebody who's never done it before to suddenly make you something to sound like what they think. Just get rid of all that at the beginning.
But yeah, definitely it's something to expect, to have those discussions right away. And then maybe that's not the guitar maker you're supposed to be ordering from. And,
right.
You have to decide that early on, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Right there. Like it comes back, we even talked about this in the last week, but just finding somebody whose style you like is as important as anything, and then trust them.
Yeah.
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 It's tricky though, because I'm thinking like an architect, right? You get them to make you a house. Just because you've liked what they've done in the past, you don't want it exactly like those houses. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you like how they did it. But still, you might want to tweak it. It is tricky. I understand where people's struggles could come into play.
Yeah.
But
you can't. You have to put a wall there.
Yeah, because to me, I won't allow. Yeah,
wall.
Exactly. As far as you're concerned.
Yeah.
And you can find an architecture who doesn't care about that structure. Yeah, and I mean that's where it's coming down to, right?
Yeah.
There's just things you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't get rid of.
Yeah.
Cool. Like hemispherical.
Hemispheric fret ends.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Cool.
So you buy the guitar.
Yep.
Okay. So now what? What happens if something? What happens if?
Do you have to pay for shipping?
Yes.
So expect to pay for the shipping.
Yeah.
On top of your everything
and import
else.
duties too.
Import duties.
If it's from a different
taxes.
Country. Taxes. Yeah. Yeah. Those are all going to be on top.
Those are good to know too.
They.
Hopefully that's came out in the terms here when you wrote up how much it was going to cost. It should be in there.
Plus shipping and taxes.
Yeah. Cool.
It is good to check the currency too, though, because I know some Canadian guitar makers sell their guitars in US dollars. I don't think it's the other way around. I think just because a lot of Canadian guitar makers sell almost all their guitars in the US.
Right.
But that's something to be aware of. If you see the sticker price and it's in US dollars, but you don't know that.
Yeah, that could be a shocker.
It could be a shocker.
Depending on how much the currency exchange is, it could be even a bigger shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you buy the guitar and it comes with a warranty. Now, it's good to look at the warranty. Usually it's a lifetime warranty with guitar makers, as far as I know.
It's the guitar maker's lifetime, not the...
Yeah. And so the lifetime warranty would obviously not cover things like I dropped my guitar on the floor and then my dog ran over it all in one.
I was playing volleyball and happened to those kind of things.
Yeah, those kinds of things.
Yeah, right.
They would not be covered under warranty. You'd have to pay to get that fixed.
Right.
Usually. But what else? Humidity issues. Those are, I guess, conditions.
Yeah, there could be some conditions in there, which is actually, I think you're finding bigger than you would expect. A lot of times, trouble happens that could be prevented. If you, especially if you live in a northern climate in the northern hemisphere, or the very southern climate in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Cold, guitars don't like cold, dry.
Yeah. Dry, anything.
Hot, humid, cold, really dry.
Humid. Yeah.
Hot, humid, cold, dry, hot, humid. It's just going...
It's wood.
You're not going to be able to... It's wood and not at a very thick amount, so...
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously those conditions in the warranty are important. But that comes down to how to care for your guitar. We should do a shop talk on that.
Yeah, actually, caring for your guitar.
Because that's an important one. And I feel like not many people...
Yeah, if you care.
Yeah.
How to care for guitar if you care.
Yeah.
If you don't care...
Should you care for your guitar?
If you don't care about the guitar, then don't care.
Yeah, but really look at the warranty and expect a number of conditions, because the guitar maker doesn't want to pay for, like, let's say the guitar maker didn't put that humidity isn't covered, like humidity issues isn't covered under the warranty. They don't want to have to deal with stuff that the customer, because the customer neglected the guitar.
Right.
They don't want to have to spend the time to fix the guitar for free, because the customer didn't take care of the guitar. So just expect that the only things that will be covered under warranty are things like this piece of wood cracked on the book match both spots in the same spots, and obviously, or well, even then it could be humidity.
Yeah, that could be. But there could be something that comes up.
Yeah.
Like maybe the pressure's like the neck is pulling away.
Yeah. Yeah.
That joint wasn't good. You know, whatever.
Or the that's a
or a heel block is cracked, which
or
could be
finished
humidity.
Issues that
could be humidity.
Yeah.
And dryness.
A lot of it, and that comes down to the guitar maker's honesty too, because a lot of it could be, a guitar maker could say, well, that was because it got dry. But I think any respectable luthier would look at it and say, well, that could have been my fault. You know, the rest of the guitar doesn't seem like it got dry.
Yeah.
So I'll repair it.
Yeah.
But if oftentimes you'll have to pay for shipping.
Yeah. To
get the guitar back to the guitar maker, and then to and from.
Yeah. Now I think we should make it clear here that a luthier's life is not spent casually sitting around and then every once in a while gluing a piece together here and shaping this and have these Instagram moments. There's really not a lot of free time.
Yeah, no.
You're always having to keep on top of things. So when you have to do a free,
it's an art. You're not making a lot of money.
So if you have to do a free fix up for somebody, and it's something that it's a mistake that you made, well, that's a disappointment.
It sucks.
Yeah, but you got to do it because you made it. But when it's something that they could have prevented by just taking some reasonable care of it, that means that now not only are you spending time working for free, okay, great, you know, I can put in some effort. That means that you're not spending time working on the things that you're going to be paid for, maybe for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these things can take you several weeks of off and on work to fix up, to get it, So expect to have at least some questions asked if you do have a warranty claim. Because nobody wants, we just can't. You can't afford to be doing free work for a bunch of people.
Yeah. And the other thing about warranty work is guitar makers aren't always the best repair luthiers.
Right.
Like I'm a great example of that. I don't do many repairs, and I actually there are guitar repair people that I would trust more doing repairs than me. So let's say the guitar is shipping halfway across the globe.
Right.
Well, I know a guitar maker just down the road from you, and it would cost you way less to do the repair there than ship it.
Or if you did, like, let's say, for example, I accidentally hit it with my bowling ball. You know, you're better off going sometimes to the local repair person, like a luthier who does that kind of stuff that's known for it.
Yeah.
Than, you know, sending it back to the original builder sometimes. Because the original builder is like, that's not an issue I usually deal with.
Yeah.
I know how to get it there in the first place. I don't know how to get it back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There are people who specialize. There is a guy on YouTube. I forget what his name was.
Oh, there's lots. There's lots of them.
But he does like, he loves it. He's always doing repair stuff. That's what he spends most of his time doing.
Yeah.
You know, he does a good job. So why wouldn't you get them to do it?
Yeah.
If you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good bit on warranties.
Yeah.
We can probably move.
All right. Is the guitar that you get at the end going to be exactly the one that you ordered when you first made this first order? Should they expect it to be?
You mean sound-wise?
No.
No.
Just overall, like the looks. Is all the wood going to be exactly what you expected?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the progress pictures should show them what it's what it's gonna look like.
Right.
And then as far as sound, I think you can, to a certain extent, you can expect it to sound like that guitar maker's guitar. Maybe influenced by the wood choices that you've made.
Or maybe some other choices that you might have forced on them.
Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, it's tricky because you can really build up your expectations.
Every guitar sounds a little bit different than what you expect.
Yeah.
And you're good at knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
And there's always still a little bit of that. And it's actually that's kind of the part of the delight of it, right? We're creating a little bit of a live creature here, not a live creature, but something that's got a life of its own to some extent.
It's unique.
Yeah, it's unique, and so there will be some things you'll be like, whoa, that's a little more whatever than I expected, or hopefully it's all good things.
Yeah.
It should sound good. It will sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a good builder, it's going to be a good guitar.
Definitely.
Yeah, that you should expect.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, is that it? That's what we expect?
That's...
Also, expect to be inspired by that guitar for a long time. That's my take on it. I bought a guitar that was handmade, and I pull it out and I play it, and I still am excited by it. Yeah, it really is. No, it's so much fun. It's not all like, oh, what about this? No, some of it, it's exciting. When you get a good guitar, it should keep inspiring you if you take care of it. It's a fun, it's exciting for a long time. It's not like buying I don't know what else to think of, Some things you buy, though, it's like, oh, this is great, and then you're like, whatever. But, it's like buying a good car. Yeah. You go out and buy a Toyota Camry and you're excited.
But it'll last way longer.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has a better warranty.
Yeah!
My guitar!